he got into the White House. I want to bring in South Carolina Senator Sen Scott to talk about immigration now, talk about that, about debt, also his potential run for the White House in 2024. Senator, it's good to have you on the show. Good to see you.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So obviously, I want to start, before we get to all that, I want to start with the court ruling in Manhattan yesterday. We just saw for the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump in 2024, the kind of case really you only see in New York. The victim couldn't even remember the year. Still, they got him liable on a couple of things, but not rape. Politically, what do you think this does to 2024? Do you think this hurts Donald Trump?
No, the voters will be the decision makers in 2024. And so everyone who decides to put their name on the ballot, put their name in a hat, should have an opportunity to make their case to the American people. The one thing we'll do, hopefully coming up soon, is to talk about why America can do for anyone what she has done for me, and talk about restoring hope, creating opportunities, and protecting the America that, Rob, you and I both love.
Right. I mean, you're obviously watching. What are you watching politically before you make a decision?
As I've continued the Faith in America tour, the one thing I'm asking voters is, do you have an appetite for an optimistic, positive message, as long as you have backbone and it's anchored in consistently conservative principles? And the answer so far is they're very open to that conversation. So I'm excited about where we are. I look forward to making a major announcement in less than 2 weeks now.
Less than 2 weeks. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I want to talk about the border here for a second.
Yes.
This huge flip. They're going to replace Title 42 with Safe Third Country is what it seems like they're going to do. They realize they have to secure this thing somehow. They can't just dismantle it. It's probably too politically expensive for them. You're introducing a bill on Title 42. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the bill just continues the Title 42 concept by looking at the health emergency that is fentanyl. Americans are outraged by the abdication of responsibility of President Biden. I can't think of any better way to make America safer than to close our southern border. One of the ways that we move in that direction is my legislation that would continue Title 42 because of the current healthcare crisis, which is fentanyl, not COVID, but fentanyl. 70,000 American deaths are 70,000 too many. If we just closed our southern border, my legislation takes a leap in that direction.
It certainly seems like they've woken up to something, because this flip on Safe Third Country is remarkable. When you think about what Biden said about this just a couple years ago.
There's no doubt that what worked before will work now, but it may be a little too late. If you think about, in the last 2 years, 6 million plus crossings, eliminating Title 42 even is a 50% increase. Yeah. America, we can't take it. Talking to the governor of Texas, Governor Abbott, 13,000 more folks coming through our border, all across the border. It's just devastating states around this nation. Every county is a border county right now.
Right. And if you say you don't want an open border, they call you a racist. I want to move on to the debt ceiling. You've got Biden and Speaker McCarthy resuming talks on Friday. McConnell now says he's confident there's going to be a deal. Here was the president today in Westchester County, New York.
Take the funding of how we fund government back to what the levels were in 2022. The Republican bill would put 21 million people at risk of losing Medicaid. The Republican plan would cut federal law enforcement officers, 30,000, including 11,000 FBI agents, 2,000 border agents, DEA agents, and so on. They would cut 30 million veterans' health care visits. This amounts to a $22 billion cut in veterans' health care.
So, this is the game that they play. We have to be able to spend $2 trillion more than we bring in every year, or else, you're going to fire all these people and the whole world's going to go chaos. The whole country's going to go chaos. I mean, how do you respond to that?
You don't. You just realize that he is posturing for politics. It has nothing to do with handling the actual financial crisis we have as a nation. $31 trillion of debt, 98,000 per person. You've got to cut spending. There's no question about that. And there's ways to do that.
I got to say, though, I'm a little worried that McConnell is saying that he's so confident that there's going to be a deal. I'm worried that the Senate is going to roll over and just open up the checkbook on this thing.
Well, Rob, the good news is there's 42 other senators plus myself who've already signed a letter saying that we will not accept a clean increase in the debt ceiling. It is not in America's best interest. $1.2 trillion deficit last cycle, $2 trillion this fiscal year. We can't keep spending money we don't have, buying things that we don't need. There's a world that's unimpressed. We need American leadership at its best. We cannot sink this nation into debt we cannot pay back. We have to have concessions, or we should vote no.
Concessions in the trillions, I hope.
Well, there's the House passed plan, which I would say we should just take it and pass it.
Yeah.
Would provide $4.7, $4.8 trillion over a 10-year period of time. But just follow my mama.
Yeah.
My mother worked 16 hours a day. She understood that there was dignity in work. Let's restore actual work requirements and the benefits. That would reduce spending by itself.
Final question before I let you go. You say you're going to make a major announcement in 2 weeks. I think we all get it. If you run, if you don't get the nomination, will you support whoever it is, even if it's Donald Trump?
Absolutely. Listen, all Republicans will do a better job leading our country than, frankly, anyone else. But the good news, I won't have to make that decision, because if I'm in the race, I'm in to win.
Yeah. I got a wheelbarrow in my garage that'll do a better job running this country than the guy who's doing it now. Senator Tim Scott, always good to have you, sir. We appreciate your time.
God bless you.